She's not breathing. Someone call 911. My husband screamed as I collapsed at his mother's Thanksgiving table, throat closing while she calmly continued eating her turkey. The EpiPen in Marcus's shaking hands was the only thing between me and death, but Gloria simply sipped her wine and muttered. Such theatrics over a little seasoning. Would she still be dismissive when investigators found the jar of peanut oil she'd hidden in her kitchen, labeled for Vanessa's special meals? My name is Vanessa Chen, and this is how I survived 3 years of attempted murder disguised as family dinners. I met Marcus at a food allergy support group. Ironic, considering what would come. He was there supporting his teenage nephew with celiac disease. I was there as someone with severe nut allergies. We bonded over reading ingredient labels and the exhaustion of explaining that yes, cross-contamination could actually kill me. My mother owns restaurants, he'd warned on our 5th date. She thinks food allergies are a modern invention for attention seekers. I should have run then. Gloria Romano owned 5 Italian restaurants across the city, Gloria's Kitchen, each one her baby, each one an extension of her identity. She'd built them from nothing after Marcus's father left, turning herself into a culinary empire. Food wasn't just her business, it was her religion. Our first meeting was at her flagship restaurant. She'd insisted on cooking for me personally, despite Marcus providing a detailed list of my allergies. All tree nuts, peanuts, severe enough that trace amounts could trigger anaphylaxis. I've never had to accommodate such restrictions, she'd said, eyes narrowing as she read the list. In my day, people ate what they were served. The meal she prepared was simple, or so it seemed. Marinara, pasta, grilled chicken. I'd thanked her profusely, relieved she'd taken it seriously. 20 minutes later, my throat started itching. Did this have nuts? I'd asked, reaching for my medication. Of course not, Gloria had replied, offended. Though a little almond oil never hurt anyone. It's refined, basically nothing. The emergency room visit lasted 6 hours. Marcus was furious. Gloria's response? If it was really that serious, she would have asked more questions. That set the pattern. Every interaction with food became a battlefield. Sunday dinners at her house, mandatory for Marcus's family, became my weekly Russian roulette. I made this especially nut-free for you, she'd announce, placing a plate before me. Then, inevitably, the symptoms would start. Itching, swelling, difficulty breathing. You must be allergic to something else, she'd say as Marcus rushed me to the car. My food is pure, simple ingredients. I started bringing my own meals. She took it as an insult. You think my kitchen is contaminated? I've been cooking for 40 years. Mom, she could die, Marcus would plead. From what? Fear? Anxiety? This generation, so fragile. The gaslighting was masterful. She'd describe my reactions to others as panic attacks or attention-seeking behavior. She told Marcus's aunts I was trying to control the family through food. She suggested to Marcus, privately, that my allergies were psychosomatic, that I needed therapy, not EpiPens. For a year, I avoided her cooking entirely. Then Marcus's grandmother's 90th birthday arrived. A massive family gathering at Gloria's house. 200 relatives. Gloria insisted on catering everything herself. Just this once, Marcus begged. She promised she's been careful. I agreed, but took precautions. I ate only from the safe table Gloria had designated for me. Plain rice, steamed vegetables, grilled chicken with no seasoning. Within minutes, my throat was closing. This time was different, worse. The reaction was so severe that the EpiPen barely helped. The ambulance came, lights blazing. I was intubated in the front yard while the entire extended family watched. The hospital ran tests. The reaction was definitely peanuts, a massive dose. There must have been cross-contamination, Gloria told everyone. These things happen in busy kitchens. But I knew better. The reaction was too severe for cross-contamination. This was direct exposure. That's when I decided to investigate. I bought a hidden camera, tiny, disguised as a phone charger. The next Sunday, I planted it in Gloria's kitchen before dinner, angled toward the stove. What it captured changed everything. The footage showed Gloria in her kitchen, alone, preparing 2 identical plates of food. Then, deliberately, she pulled out a jar from behind her cookbooks, peanut oil. She drizzled it over one plate, mixed it into the sauce, even ground actual peanuts with a mortar and pestle, sprinkling the dust over the vegetables like Parmesan. This will prove she's faking, she muttered to herself. When nothing happens, everyone will see. But she knew something would happen. She had to know, She'd seen my reactions, seen the ambulances, seen the hospital bills Marcus paid. She marked my plate with a tiny basil leaf in the corner, her secret sign. I watched the footage in my car, shaking. My mother-in-law had been deliberately poisoning me for 3 years. Not accidentally, not through negligence, deliberately. I drove to the police station. The detective who watched the footage went pale. This is attempted murder. She'll say she didn't know. Ma'am, she's on camera acknowledging what she's doing. She knows about your allergy. She's seen you hospitalized. This is premeditated. They arrested Gloria that night, during the dinner rush at her main restaurant. Customers watched as she was handcuffed in her chef's whites, screaming about ungrateful daughters-in-law and fake allergies. The investigation uncovered more than anyone expected. Gloria had been doing this to others. 3 former employees with allergies had mysteriously gotten sick at staff meals. 2 customers who'd requested allergen-free meals had been hospitalized. She'd kept a notebook, found in her office, tracking reactions, doses, symptoms. Like a twisted science experiment. One entry about me. Vanessa, 1/4 teaspoon peanut oil causes mild reaction. 1 tablespoon causes hospital. Must be gradual to avoid suspicion. She'd been titrating doses like a pharmacist, testing how much she could give me without quite killing me. Marcus was destroyed. His image of his mother, the hard-working immigrant who'd built a business from nothing, who'd sacrificed everything for her children, shattered completely. She could have killed you, he kept saying. Multiple times. On purpose. The health department investigated all 5 restaurants. They found peanut oil deliberately mislabeled as olive oil. Almond flour mixed into regular flour. Tree nut oils in supposedly nut-free dishes. No allergen protocols in place. Staff instructed to tell customers food was allergen-free regardless of ingredients. Every restaurant was immediately shut down. The trial was a media circus. Restaurant owner poisons daughter-in-law to prove allergies fake, made national headlines. The food allergy community rallied around me. Other victims came forward. Gloria's defense was exactly what we'd expected. I didn't believe allergies were real. I thought exposure would build immunity. The prosecutor's response was devastating. Mrs. Romano has a degree in food science. She's ServSafe certified. She took allergen training for her business license. She knew exactly what she was doing. They played the video of her grinding peanuts, muttering about proving I was faking. The jury took 2 hours to convict. Attempted murder, guilty. Assault with a deadly weapon, guilty. Food tampering, guilty. Endangerment, guilty on 17 counts. The judge's statement at sentencing haunts me. Mrs. Romano weaponized her role as a food provider, violating the most basic trust, that someone feeding you isn't trying to harm you. She turned family meals into attempted homicides. 15 years in prison. Her restaurants liquidated to pay victim settlements. Her reputation destroyed. Marcus and I are still married somehow. We went through intensive therapy. He cut contact with his mother completely, despite her letters from prison still insisting allergies are overblown. I haven't eaten food prepared by others in 2 years. I cook everything myself, read every label 3 times, carry 4 EpiPens. The trauma of being poisoned by someone who was supposed to be family. It changes you. But there's a strange epilogue to this story. Last month, Gloria was hospitalized in prison. The reason? A severe allergic reaction to medication. Her throat closed. She needed emergency intervention. She survived barely. She now carries an EpiPen. The irony isn't lost on anyone. The woman who spent 3 years trying to prove allergies were fake nearly died from an allergic reaction. Marcus got a letter from her afterward. One line stood out. I understand now. I'm sorry. Too little, too late. Some apologies can't undo the damage. Some poisons can't be extracted once administered. Some family dinners can never be shared again.